Democrats are lying to you. Let's think about that. As Christians, one of our highest priorities has to be the truth. And sadly, I see many who have taken Donald Trump's words and including JD Vance and made all kinds of statements saying, if Trump is elected, then he would be against abortion, even in the case of incest, even in the case of sexual assault, even in the case of a mother's life being on the line. In fact, there are these very well produced videos that are out there. They're incredibly. I'm trying to be kind. While they're well produced, they're clearly not well thought out. They are clearly um, meant to appeal to somebody who isn't willing to look at the issues. Let me put it that way. They have no interest in being honest. And so I've seen one of these videos where, a woman is on the floor writhing in pain, and the husband is calling her doctor and saying, "What am I supposed to do?" And the doctor says, "You have to go and get an abortion." And the Republican candidate comes in and says, "Nope, you can't do that because we're in power now." Brothers and sisters, whatever your thoughts are on abortion, you should at least be honest with the details. So, what do we know about Donald Trump and his policy? Well, if you've actually listened to the man, he has said for the longest times on the three issues that he sees, both incest, sexual assault, and the life of the mother, he would support abortion. Now, I think we as Christians should have meaningful discussions, especially about incest and the life of the mother, simply because of what the Bible teaches about the value of human life, that we are created in the image of God. We as Christians have never stood against uh, protecting the life of the mother because we don't view that as abortion. In fact, I've listened to many pro-life OBGYNs who would say you do not perform an abortion in the case of the life of the mother. You induce labor, which is significantly different, both in technical terms, because in the cases of abortion, it involves injecting some form of poison, ingesting or injecting some form of poison, or some form of what ultimately amounts to dismemberment and removal of the fetus, which is just another word for child, offspring, baby. And so that is incredibly different than inducing labor, where because of the child's development and because of the lack of technology, we cannot save that child. If technology was more advanced, if the child was more developed, the child might survive. In fact, we have cases where children have had to be delivered significantly earlier than desired, and we've still been able to save their lives. I think the earliest right now is 22 weeks, which is an absolute miracle when you consider in the history of time, a child at that age would not have survived through most of human history. Now, all of that being said, Donald Trump has consistently, since the beginning of his presidential career, both in um, seeking to be elected the first time and throughout, he's made clear his plans, his purposes. Now, you may think Donald Trump is lying. That's a perspective I can understand. But to say his position is for abortion in the case of rape, incest, and the life of the mother is dishonest. That's not his position. And by the way, this is why I didn't vote for Donald Trump in his first attempt at an election, because I didn't believe him when he made comments about being pro life. I didn't think he was trustworthy. I didn't think he would honor his word. But all the things he said he would do for pro life causes, including appointing pro life justices, he did. And he has been consistent that he views some things as wrong. So he would not support an abortion ban at 6 weeks. He thinks that's too early. He has said that. Now think about that. Donald Trump has told pro-life people, people like me, people who he could lose our vote by saying this, that he would not support certain abortion restrictions. I know Christians today who will not vote for him because of the position he says he holds, and we believe him because he followed through before. So whatever your take is, please note this. Donald Trump. You can go to the Washington Post. You can go to Donald Trump's own agendas. You can listen to any of the times he has spoken on this issue. He is for pro-life causes, but not if the exceptions are too early. Not in the case of rape, incest, and the life of the mother. This isn't me. This is the Washington Post. And just as a point of reference, I don't know Washington Post bias, but I'm using them because I see what they're saying, and I've heard Donald Trump say these own words. So, and honestly, this is one I haven't looked at. The use of the abortion pill. Okay, so he would want to restrict the abortion pill. So here's something that I would be curious about. Maintaining access to the drug. Okay, so his spokeswoman said that, but he was open to regulating it and restricting it. Okay, so for critics of Donald Trump, I would ask you, is he lying here or was he lying earlier? Because one of these positions is very in line with some old school Democrats' view of abortion, only rape, incest, life of the mother. But this position would be very pro-life, and many Democrats today would be against that. So you either think he's lying about everything, in which case you don't have any idea what he believes, or you take him at his word. I prefer to take somebody at their word until they prove to me otherwise. And at least on the life issue, Democrats are lying about what Donald Trump would do. Now, as a Christian, remember I started that off. We should always seek the truth. We should take people's words and be as charitable as we can, but we should always seek the truth. That's what I think. Tell me what you think in the comments below.